It's true, kids. Start of school less than 3 weeks away. Best Buy gadget expert Sebastian Arriaga has some tips on tuning up your technology. And idea number one, because a lot of people will have a computer that's just a couple of years old, and you're thinking, do I need to buy a new one? Not necessarily.
Correct. So actually, you can do a lot of you can use a lot of tools in order to optimize your computer, make it run a little bit better than it has been before. So a couple of strategies I could recommend. Well, before we begin that, first thing I would recommend is back up all your data, just to make sure everything else is safe and secure.
Before you do anything else, back it up. You don't want to lose those photos or the files, the tax files, and so forth.
Correct. So also back up to multiple devices, because that will be even safer. So on the Surface, I actually have two programs open up that are actually inside the computer. This one here is going to be an auto backup program that you can just quickly search up and use that.
Yeah, we'll have links to all this too later.
Yep. And then this one actually will be the cloud one. So if you're using a laptop, back up to a external device, kind of like a hard drive or a flash drive, as well as to some sort of cloud service. That's also a very good strategy to use.
Right, because whenever I back up, like on a thumb drive, as we call it, then I can never find the darn thing, right? So if it's backed up out there in the cloud, at least you've doubled it up. Also run a virus scan, and sometimes your computer's just trying to do too many things. Just like us, we're trying to do too many things at the same time.
Correct, yeah. So some ways you actually can adjust that, of course, close out whatever you're not using at the moment. But another way, if that's not an option, I know a lot of people need to use a lot of things at the same time, is also upgrade the memory on your computer. That will also improve your performance. So typically around 4 gigabytes is recommended at least for a modern computer. Right.
Let's also talk about the phones, because sometimes, and a lot of our coworkers were complaining about this the other day, my phone keeps telling me I'm out of memory. I try to take a picture and it says you can't. What do you do about that?
So there's actually some ways you can actually control that. So earlier I mentioned backing up all your data to a cloud. So if you have any kind of pictures or videos that you don't need specifically at that moment in time, of course you can delete those off your phone. On select Android phones, you can add in a memory card. That will also improve your memory. On iPhones, a lot of new development has been made there. You can actually get a case now that actually add more storage as well. So that's a new option that wasn't available before. And also, you have a lot of apps on there. I have a lot. I was going through them the other day and going, I've never even used that. Why did I even take those off, get rid of them, get rid of some old emails? One of our coworkers had like 2,000 emails on her phone. That's not the place to keep the emails, right? Correct, yes.
Okay. Also, the battery seems to drain really quickly. Let's go through that and a couple other issues really quickly here. What happens if I'm draining the battery too quickly on any kind of device?
So best way to control that is by turning off some of the antennas you're not using at the moment. So for instance, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, if you're not connecting to any of those, disable those. But one of the more important things to do is also control your brightness. The brightness uses up the most battery on your phone. So by lowering it down to a comfortable level or setting it to auto so it can figure out what that best battery to comfort level ratio is for you, that will also greatly improve your battery life.
Okay. Also, really quickly here, let's talk about keeping your wireless router up to date. And people are going, I don't even know what that thing is. It's that funny looking box back there that has the antennas on it. What can I do with that?
So this is actually one of the more important tools in your home. It's how everything's connected to the internet. Before we actually look at the router, one thing you want to look at is make sure your internet speed, you're getting the proper internet speed for what your usage is. At least 10 megabits per second is recommended for HD video streaming. But if you have multiple people doing that, make sure that you have higher than 10 megabits.
Okay, and really quickly, just about out of time, but you can update these. You can actually add one of these. It's more modern and will actually improve your speed.
Correct. There's been a lot of advancements with a lot of different Wi-Fi connectivity stuff in your home. So upgrading your router will also give you better results, so you can connect more things at the same time.
Great advice from the folks at Best Buy's Geek Squad, and we've got more tips for you on fox4news.com. Thanks very much.